Absolutely gorgeous day, and our lineup has got some champions. We've got former rookies of the year, both in Johanne Defay and Bianca Buitendak. Bianca winning in 2013, Johanne Defay winning in 2014, and how about that world champion over there? She can sense yet another world title. She has good eye on our Jeep yellow jersey. Carissa Moore charging hard. Here comes a 22-year-old living in town, Honolulu. And a good base to be out of, quick to the airport, quick to all sides of the island to surf, and just making it happen, getting on the board here. The Huntington hop to the inside, a little reform. And she takes advantage of every wave, reads it really well.
You know, it's so amazing about Carissa, and what makes her a world champion basically and such a tough competitor is she doesn't fall very often. And she combines that with risky, powerful moves. She doesn't just sort of surf safe and, and not fall that way. But she's such a sturdy surfer. Great, it really boils down to great technique. Wow, that was an amazing quick snap there. I like this right she found. It had a nice wedge to it, and it gave her a reform on the inside. Kind of had to hop around here to keep the board speed up. Now this wave's going to hit the inside bank, and she gets one more little tap on her backhand there. So Carissa Moore off to a really quick start. Watch this first snap right here. Bang, got really low to her board. So great technique there, showing that power and that speed.
Well, you wanted an interesting stat about Carissa Moore. Let's go back to 2003. Trestles, NSSA Lowers, the national championship, open mini groms, the little kids.
That right there, that is awesome.
That's something that a lot of the guys have buried in their memory. What? Well, we take a look at our surfer and wife, Johanne Defay, just getting things started here. Another 30-minute heat. They can catch an unlimited amount of waves. They've got to be watch out. There is priority, three-person priority in the lineup. So if someone has priority, they don't want to interfere at all. Johanne Defay from Reunion Island, and spends a lot of time in France, but that is her home, just like, well, you've heard of several other. I think Maxime Houssonneau is another famous surfer out of there, and obviously Jeremy Flores.
Yeah, Jeremy Flores and Bianca Buitendak from Victoria Bay in South Africa. And she has got such a great technique on those right-handers, being that she's a goofy footer. I'd love to see her lean into one of those notorious snaps that she can pull off. So she's going to be tough in this heat, but already Carissa dropping a pretty solid score, Dave.
Yes, she does. A 7.50. Carissa Moore starts off very strong in a wave. She manufactured some big points. Yeah, these ladies know exactly what it's like to surf against one another using priority. This is a very tall girl, very powerful, and just a great thinker. She's had support from her mom and the entire family for years and years, and that is Bianca Buitendak.
Wow, nice first turn there for Bianca. That wave kind of fizzled out quickly, but watch this first maneuver. Great technique. I was just talking about how good she is on her backhand, but look at that crispy little snap, and then sweeps into a carve. But you can see that wave had a kind of a funky rib that went through it and just took the power right out of it. So she looks switched on. You just got to find those magic waves.
The board rocker is real key for these waves out here to fit into these waves. As we would take a look at, here comes the hard charging Carissa Moore. Carissa Moore opened up with a 7.50, and she's looking for another one very similar to that wave. Will it reform to the inside? Again, the Huntington hop, and this is how she's done damage at beach breaks all around the globe with a little bit of speed. She makes one more section. Again, she has seen something different. We haven't seen waves kind of this long all morning long. A lot of girls just get that outside before it closes out. She's picking off waves that have a little reform to the inside.
She's going to be so fired up on that, Dave. That's going to be a big score in my eyes. Two vicious snaps there from Carissa. So she's done more than just get it back up there. I'm thinking this is going to be maybe even better than that 7.5. Watch the technique. She's going to really squat down and then kick her back leg out. This one even a little more squirrely. So showing some pizzazz. Even that section was kind of flat. She totally capitalized as much as possible with those two maneuvers. Got herself just a little reform here on the inside and finished the wave off nicely. So again, she's going to apply a lot of pressure. Watch the technique. She's going to sit down almost on her behind and then kick that back leg out. Almost like a karate kick to the face there. Look at that spray. So that is an example of how much power Carissa has. And then again, that second section wasn't user-friendly at all. She was able to kick the tail out a second time. So I think the judges will be fired up on that way.
Is there such a thing as posting a score like a 7.50, and then she comes up with a 7.0 of just keeping it within scale?
Yeah, it's true. So the judges like that left-hander, the first wave, the 7.5, a little better. So nonetheless, she has put both Bianca and Joanne Defay in Comboville. But look at the time there, Dave. They got a lot of time to find those waves. It looks like Carissa
Moore, really delicate on that bottom turn, makes it over, looks for the open face to get up vertical. She does, and then she's going to cut her losses short there and says, okay, that's not going to better my 7.0. Surfing has such great support, and this one right here, the OI, Rio Pro. OI means high, and it's a great telecommunications company down here on the beach. Thousands are watching this. And it's a quick one, and it's a 4.60. It doesn't count in her scoreline. It burns some calories. We go back to live action. Our surfer in white, Jean Defay, wave number 2, but her real first wave. Now she's made the reform and picks up a little bit of speed, and kind of doing exactly what we saw Carissa Moore get this inside connection, and there you go.
Okay, so Joanne Defay getting on the board finally. It's taken her a while, but again, there's a lot of time left in this heat, and you don't need a whole lot to get a pair of waves. You know, within 5 minutes, you can get a couple of big scores. So, you know, Carissa Moore has got an early lead, but this heat is still pretty wide open. And Joanne Defay, I like these right-handers. They have a nice wedge to it. Look at that flow that Joanne found right there. Quick little floater into a sweeping cutback, and it's a good thing this wave gave Joanne a nice reform, because she didn't have a real major maneuver on the outside. And then one last hit before the beach break right there. So, you know, I don't think this is going to match Carissa's 7.5.
Guys, if you're a famous pro surfer, or you've got to really need the security team with you in and out, because they are some passionate fans. A couple of quick turns right there. Jean Defay ends up with that 5.17. She's out of the combination situation, looking for a 9.33. There's Carissa Moore trying to better a 7.0, and there's so much kind of cross chop going on there and making it difficult. Not really a pretty picture, but if she stays with us, she might think that she can better her 7.0. Surprised she's staying with it. It's been a tough one so far. But this inside could be the payoff. And either way, she's gonna. Why are they using the jet skis? It's still got enough drift and current that going to help them get out in the lineup.
I think it gets them back up, you know, towards the east, and also it conserves energy. You know, it takes a couple minutes to paddle on your own, so you might as well sit in the back of the ski and take a breather. But I tell you what, Dave, that first maneuver on that wave just now was major. It was a big one. It was a nice overhead section, and she completely tagged it.
So our surfers right now are chasing down Carissa Moore. You were so right about that one big move out the back. She betters her 7.0 with a 7.37. Everybody else is now chasing her down. Jean Defay has posted a 5.17 and a 2.37. She's out of the combination situation. But for Bianca is still looking for a combo of 14.88. Make the most of every bit of daylight and every bit of swell that we have. Carissa Moore trying to chase down even a better score, trying to better her 7.37. And she is relentless. This is her 7th wave. And this is either to just come in and get on a jet ski or try to score some more points. She is such a savvy and smart competitor. She knows exactly what she has in her mind and whether to cut her losses, but it looks like she's paddling over to a ski. Next up, this is Jean Defay, wave number 5. She's out of the combination situation. Big turns like that, very capable of making the moves, but wave selection's been tough. It's Carissa that's been finding the open face.
Well, Carissa got a 7.37 for that last wave she had, where it's pretty much one maneuver. This, in my eyes, was way better. This is one of the better turns. One of my favorite turns I've seen this entire event. She just let it rip on that thing. I love how she got really vertical and then just carved her way out of it. So watch as the board kind of gets almost 12 o'clock. Now she'll lean on that tail and zip out of it. So she perfectly timed that maneuver right before the lip line, threw buckets out the back. Pretty heavy section too. It had a nice steepness to it, a lot of power, and she didn't shy away from it. She was very aggressive. So man, that could even be better than her 7.37. Out the back, Joanne Defay, just a tap there, more of a floater off the lip.
Looking, 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining, wasting no time. She finds a right on her backhand, and this has been a lot of the scoring potential that we saw early on with Carissa Moore. And the wave kind of backs off. Again, we're seeing more of a reform now with the higher tide.
That's true. So a nice clean surfing there from Bianca. Just kind of a nice tag on that second maneuver. She threw up some spray. But again, that bar has been set really high from Carissa. I like this nice little snap right here. The second turn, maybe even a little better. Zips right through it, through some spray. And so, you know, this is a decent score, but again, you know, Chris Moore, she's throwing away a couple of 7s right now. She's just having her way.
Chris Moore, that one wave of 7.23, which is, you love the turn and the way she closed out. Really aggressive move. Like, we're down now to 45 seconds remaining. This has been kind of lopsided with Chris Moore opening up with a 7.50 and throwing away 2 scores. Her other one is 7.37. Chris Moore will skip around our other 2 surfers. Bianca and Jean Defay will live to see round number 4.